座を抱えて部屋の片隅いつも不安で震えてた本当を知ることが怖くて扉を閉じた優しい嘘に居場所を見つけて夢の中に逃げ込んだ誰も知らない孤独の海を深い青に染めてく寂しさが
And welcome everybody, Red Leaf Retrocast Anime Podcast, episode 142. Tori, how you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm doing all right.
Chelsea spent a bunch of money to still suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not really surprising. This is they spend a lot of money, yes. But I also think they kind of need to, because at this point they've tried to fire managers left, right, and center, and that's not working. So maybe it's about time to try to change up the players a little bit, and not just a little bit. Well, kind of a little bit. It's not so much they bought so many players as much as it's overspending for all of them. But, you know, that's just the reality of the situation right now. So we'll see. Will they be caught by financial fair play or not? Probably. But,
yeah, maybe, right? Did you read all of La Liga?
From what I understand,
wants to put sanctions on the Premier League?
I didn't read about that. I heard they were mad at them, and I mean, I understand, but at the same time, it's like it kind of sucks. But the reality of football right now is the fact that the Premier League is the top dog. It's where all the money is and where all the investors are.
Right.
It sucks for every other league, but that's kind of what it is.
I mean, that's been the Bundesliga for decades and decades. Only one team has all the money.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So yeah,
Hickey, it's been your little anime pick today, right?
Yes, it is.
What the hell did you pick?
I pick probably one of the best Mahou Shoujous to come out. That's kind of unfortunate, which is Mahou Shoujo Lyrical Nanoha.
Yeah. So this anime we're going to talk about right after we do Winter Impressions. Winter 2023.
Did you do the thing?
Did I do the thing? I did not do the thing.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. I forgot.
You did not do the thing. Okay.
I forgot. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to do that when I get home on Friday night. I'm going to finish Akiba Maid Wars. Well, turns out there was like hurricane force winds, and siding was like ripping off the side of my house. So I had to go up on the roof and start nailing that shit back in like minus 20 degree weather. So that was fun.
If you haven't dropped it with 2 episodes to finish, you wouldn't need to do it now. But hey, here we go.
Well, I was going to do it then after bowling, but then I bowled so well and won a bunch of money that I'm like, I'm going to like party. So here we go.
but then I realized that I'm so cool.
I remembered how awesome I was. I'm like, anime, that's for losers who don't win money and aren't awesome. So that's where we're at.
That's right. And that's why we are doing this podcast.
Yes, of course. Yeah. They gave me like fucking $42 in ones or something. I was like, what? What are we doing here? just put this ridiculous picture of me just having all these ones. Like, strip club anybody? Let's go. Anyways. Yeah, Winter Impressions, Magical Girl Nanoha. That's on the docket. Maybe a lot of... Ooh, I got a text. Not important.
We are all locked in today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Every single one of us is currently very much locked into this podcast.
Yeah, well, I did. Now, the texts are kind of important because I'm trying to get my dad up here to visit me, and that's mostly because, as of my God, stop it, texts. You gotta turn that on silent. That's
because I was diagnosed with liver cancer and I'll be dead in a year, so I might try to see my dad before that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Dad doesn't like cold weather, so he said, "Fuck you and your
Fuck
cancer.
you and
I'm
no.
fucking out."
Well, today's my
Just
dad's
like I
70th.
did 20 years ago.
Today's my dad's 75th birthday, and we talked to each other yesterday because on Thursday I got the news I qualified for the Rhode Island Invitational Bowling Tournament, so it's kind of a big deal. Means
Almost the same.
Yeah. Hey. Kind of a big deal.
Very much a big deal. Keep going.
Yeah, and then I'm bowling well last night, and these like pro evaluators want to confirm my equipment because I can't just register because. So you have to register all your equipment you're going to use and all that, and my stuff is so old it doesn't even come up in the systems anymore as auto. So I have to set it up where they have to physically evaluate what I own.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, bunch of old shit that I throw. Yeah. So anyways, that's what I've been up to, along with various video games and admiring my fantastic IKEA setup with all the video game consoles and whatnot. Naturally, with a 65-inch QLED TV, I was playing Mario 3 on my Panasonic tube television. Tori,
As one does, yes. As one does.
what have you been doing?
I have been, not much. I've basically just been focusing on trying to do like the legwork for my bachelor thesis. So, I'm doing some research now, trying to figure out what the fuck I'm even going to do. And that's one thing. Other than that, I watched Nanoha. I watched a little bit of winter anime. And I've been watching ALGS, which I'm also currently doing right now.
Ooh.
Which is how locked I am in this podcast. And yeah.
Locked in. That's what that is.
Locked in. I watched Chelsea. I watched football. I watched Chelsea still suck. I watched the first half of Liverpool versus Wolverhampton, and thank God there's a team that's worse than Chelsea at the moment, even if it's just by a little bit.
2-0 inside, 12 minutes, I think it was?
Yep, one on goal and one absolute howler.
Those bums. Go from like an unstoppable team last year to they can't even fucking win anything this year.
I'm kind of mad. We were trying so hard to be better than Liverpool, and then we couldn't do that. So this season we figured we were going to go for a new angle. We were going to be way worse than them, and we can't even do that. Man, we can't win.
Squad goals.
Liverpool beats us in everything, even being bad.
All right. Shall we get this winter anime impression started?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Hickey, why don't you give us a start? What have you been watching? What's your impressions of the season?
My impressions of the season is that everyone should watch Vinland Saga Season 1 and then Vinland Saga Season 2, and that's about it.
Shocking.
That sounds like you support slavery to me.
What a brave and controversial opinion. Look.
I may or may not deny the support thing. It is a sad thing. It is a historical thing. Let's leave it at that. I'll look at my family's history.
Oh my god. What a
Completely unrelated to this. Don't look at my family's history.
Uh-oh. Do you have stock in wheat fields in your family's history?
No, just a lot of sugar cane.
Oh, okay. Wrong crop. My bad.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. It happens. I think Tori has the wheat fields.
What do you mean?
Or at least partially.
What do you mean?
What are you driving at? Look, just because Denmark's close to where he is doesn't mean that's relevant.
Well, he was technically part of it. I'm not going there. He gets angry when they say that.
Do I?
From time to time.
Have you? No? What? I only get mad at you when we play Apex. What are you talking about?
Okay. Sorry. My bad. I had a lapse of my memory.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens. It's due to the heavy drinking. Anyway,
Oh God.
no, the second season of Vinland Saga is pretty much really, really good. The direction and the script writing is extremely good, to the point where they are ignoring a lot of manga things for original dialogue and original scenes without losing the essence of what the situation is about. So it is definitely worth watching. Even if you pull a JD and you don't watch the first season, the second season alone is worth watching.
Whoa, hey.
Since the first season,
no need
the first
to
season
take a
is
dig like that.
technically, and the first season is technically an epilogue. So if you ignore it and start from the second season, you still get the extra story. So
Nice.
Everything is well explained to you, and yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. But aside that, there isn't a new anime that is worth talking about.
Yeah, I haven't seen much. Like I haven't started the Vinland Saga season 2 yet. Yeah. I haven't started Vinland Saga season 2 yet. I want to do it, and I particularly want to do it after. Like I was just browsing Reddit, and somebody posted a scene from season 2, and it's just narration, but it's just the fact that like they took the time and effort to go out and get a fucking Icelandic narration going for that shit. And I was just like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah,
that is cool.
Yeah, when it started, I'm hearing. I was like, "That's not Norwegian. What is that?"
That's Icelandic.
And
that is Icelandic.
Yeah, I was like, they literally got Icelandic language to go over at first, and I'm like looking at Netflix, going, "Did I choose the wrong thing?" And I'm like, "Nope."
Yeah. The closest you're going to get to Old Norse is Icelandic, so you know.
Yeah, that ruled.
Good enough.
Yeah, that ruled.
Anyway, it did.
I am kind of laughing at the one character in like episode 2 where he's a slave, he's kind of accepting his fate, but then he realized, oh man, get this, Torfin, being a slave sucks.
What a brave and controversial opinion.
He's like, doesn't this make you mad being a slave? Torfin's like, I don't know, man, not really.
Bro, I was pissed off for so long after losing my dad, and then I kind of just lost my reason for even being mad in the first place. Don't talk to me right now.
Yeah, don't talk to me. I'm gonna sleep on this hay barrel. So, yeah, I agree, Hickey. Vinland Saga 2 is easily the best show of the season. Like, it's not close to me. There is a show I wanted to watch that kind of piqued my interest in just like the world that they had described, and that's Kaina of the Great Snow Sea. That one it's so apocalyptic world, everything's like super cold or whatever the fuck, and this character Kaina lives up on this canopy that's above essentially the world, and there's only like 6 people left alive that live up there. They have no idea if like there's any humans left in the world, and then it cuts to this girl who's escaping, like being captured or something, and she gets on what's called a floater, essentially like plant blimp, and to escape, and she believes, hopefully, that there is a sage that lives up in the canopy that can produce water, because that is a big thing in the show, is water is incredibly scarce. The trees that are like the only kind of vestige left in this world, they're drying up, so she wants to find the sage to get like a water supply, all while trying to also save her homeland, in which is, of course, going to be ravaged through war by a warring country that wants to take all the water. And it's like, it really starts off as this kind of adventure that gave me a lot of, not Ghibli vibes specifically, but more kind of the Mononoke theme, and the what's that other one? The one from the 80s we really like.
Oh wow, that's a way to narrow down.
Yeah, well,
the 80s one we really like.
Yeah, it's like it's like right before what the fuck's it called? Of the wind of the.
Yeah, I know. What you're talking
yeah,
about.
of the wind of the sea, whatever it's called. So it has those theme types in it.
Something theater.
Excuse me?
Something. Word something fear. Come on, Tori. What's the name of those? Ain't of Green Gables is part of it.
Naushka.
That's
Fucking Naushka. Yeah. Fucking Naushka.
But the other one as well. With the classics being adapted to anime.
World Masterpiece Theater? That's that
Yeah,
what you're talking about?
One. Yeah.
Yeah, I got kind of those vibes too, but it's it's got huge bugs, like wacky animals in the type of world. You have to kind of live with them, and yet there's still groups that live in fear. So it's got a lot of the same themes and borrows from that kind of era of anime. So I'm into the show. It's not like it's not like super well animated. The story is kind of still unresolved in a lot of aspects. It's very slow, but I'm enjoying it. Enjoying it enough to see where it goes.
What's the name again?
Kaina of the Great Snow Sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the same kind of theme, I want to watch Hikari no O, or the Fire Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
The Fire Hunter. But I haven't started yet.
Okay.
But it feels kind of the same. It's it's after the last war, so everyone kind of nuked everyone. And now there's like this virus is spreading, and you need to, if you caught it, it would just burst into flames.
Ooh.
So people kind of need you to go out and research a way to stop such virus.
Sounds like flammable COVID.
Kind of.
Boy, that would suck.
The art style is kind of unique, so I want to watch it, but I don't know. I haven't started yet because no reason at all. I'm lazy, I guess.
There we go. Hell yeah, the best reason.
Have any of you checked out the Trigun Stampede little remake of? It's like a remake retelling of the original Trigun.
Nope, and I won't.
Okay, why?
I probably won't as well.
I don't feel like it.
Oh,
I don't like
Trigun. Yeah, I don't like Trigun. Like, I didn't particularly like Trigun, and I was thinking about giving this one a shot, but I'm like, I don't feel like watching Trigun again.
Yeah, animation looks cool. But especially because I think it's Studio Orange.
Yes, it is.
But
yeah, I like the character designs.
I'm kind of with it. I'm kind of Tori. I don't feel particularly inclined to rewatch Trigun.
Yeah, we didn't watch it like that long ago either.
I think
Did we?
It was like 3 years ago.
What? Oh God, has it really been that long?
Pretty sure it's been a long time. Also, I like the wacky 90s, the look of Trigun. This modernized look is not kind of my thing.
Oh my God, 3 years ago, we watched this in 2018.
Oh my God, that's even longer. No wonder. Wow, my computer is like fucking pulsating. It's really weird. Can you guys still hear me?
Okay.
I can hear you now, at least.
Yeah, that is a way of describing it.
No, seriously. Well, anyway. Yeah, it's wacky.
My computer has literally come to life, and it's pulsating. I think it's got a fucking pulse and everything.
Oh, man.
JD rocking that biotechnology, dude.
Careful, JD. You might be in Gen of Cyber right now.
Oh God, no!
Yeah.
Place world sucks. Oh man, this new iteration of Trigun, I'm pretty into it actually. It's different animation styles, different telling of the story. I feel like there's like a whole difference in characters from if we're comparing the two Triguns to each other, which I think is needed to do. So I'm actually into it. I'm undecided if I like it more or less just yet. I think it's about the same actually.
I guess we'll be more towards the end though, right? When things actually start changing. Yeah.
Well, no, like the chick so the two like journalist chicks, I think her name's Meryl, the big girl with the gun.
Sure.
She's not even in the show yet. If she's even gonna be in it, it's some like dude that smokes and he's like, "Life sucks, bro. Give me the drink."
Okay. Damn it.
Yeah, I kind of like that
real.
more. Yeah. So there's that. Characters actually like straight up die, like early on, like just get shot in the face all the time. I was like, I don't remember Trigun being that dark.
Yeah, there was a lot of gunfights, but mostly like inanimate objects and walls were murdered to death. But
were they pulsating?
Yeah, a lot. Oh, dude, they were pulsating, all right. There you go. So the people's house has got a lot of new ventilation holes. Man.
Okay. I'll just go through a quick list rundown then of what else. 2, 3, 4 episodes here and there. Let's see. Blue Lock's almost done. Inspector Season 2 is very much exactly the same as last season. Lots of just dialogue and just talking about the mystery. Yeah. I enjoy it, but it's definitely not going to be for everybody, for sure.
Yeah. I dropped the first season, so I'm definitely not going to watch the second.
Yeah, if you didn't enjoy the season 1, you're not going to enjoy season 2 by any means.
The season 1 was fine up to a point, but it's just, I don't know. I got bored of it.
Yeah. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in a Dungeon 4 Part 2? It's
Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah, it's excellent. It's excellent. I spoke very highly of Part 1. Part 2 is a continuation. Shocking. And, dude, Belle and Elf Chick are, like, they are falling apart at the seams. The creatures are coming after them hard and heavy. I mean, it's like every episode feels like anybody can die at any second because of how just despair their lives are filled with just being in these lower dungeons. So cool shit there.
And yet they probably won't.
No, of course not. Nobody actually dies. It's like, you are part of the main character cast and his harem. You're not dying.
Yep.
Okay. My Hero Academia Season 6 continued on. We know what's going on there. Malevolent Spirits Monogatari. It's I'm undecided if I like it or not. It's like okay. The main character being kind of emotional stiff is kind of funny, but not much else to kind of break down there currently. Weirdly enough, I found another show that is like, okay, you know how I described Eminence and Shadow for last season being, this show's absolutely terrible, but why am I into it?
Mm-hmm.
This one, Adventures Who Don't Believe in Humanity Will Save the World. That's another one. This show is clearly terrible. I shouldn't like it, and yet I'm dialed in 5 episodes already. Yeah, it's about 4 characters who are betrayed in some way, and they're just like, man, life sucks. Humans are terrible. All they do is they're just out for themselves, and they just kind of get together at a bar, and they're like, how about the 4 of us like team up? We need money for our terrible hobbies. Like, one guy loves hookers, so he needs money. I'm like, okay.
Like I've seen this show somewhere before.
Yeah, right. And I think that covers me.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much the only thing I have is I watched Nero Automata version 1.1a.
Oh my god, I fucking forgot about that show.
You just watched it.
I watched like 3 episodes and then I forgot.
Well, because it stopped coming now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. That's the one Tori said's delayed. That's right.
Yeah. Well, not delayed. It's really indefinitely delayed. It was an interesting version.
The CGI was really nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, like, obviously, like, this is obviously based on a Nero Automata game, which I'm a big fan of. I like that a lot.
No, you never talked about it.
I know. But, so it's I'm not on a gaming podcast, JD, so, but yeah, no, so it's very interesting to see kind of how they handle that story, because, you know, like, Yoko Taro stories, they're a little wacky sometimes. It's kind of the appeal, kind of what people like, that and the multiple endings and whatnot. It's kind of a big deal. So I was curious to see how they were going to do that. And I was really hoping they were going to add in the joke endings to this show. And I'm really glad they did, and they did in a fun way. It's after the ending. Every time they do like this puppet play where they like reenact like one of the not reenact exactly, but the sort of the theme of the play becomes one of the joke endings, which is it's a fun little tidbit. And in general, yeah, that's it. It's pretty okay. It's obviously not the same as actually playing the game. I would still recommend people do that rather than watch the show. I'd say come back to watch the show after you play this game. But yeah, no, it's interesting. A lot of like creative liberties were taken in terms of like how to portray stuff and whatnot. Like the robots, the people as they're like slowly starting to gain like knowledge and understanding of the world and sort of grow more pacifist and whatnot. And as people start to question the war more and more, it's like there's a lot of like original scenes in there and stuff like that. It's nice. They definitely focus more on the on like the point of the story of Nier Automata rather than just being a straight retelling. And then as well, you know, they did some nice work kind of borrowing like the UI setup and whatnot for the game and how stuff works and kind of reenacting that in anime as well. Just like,
it's well designed. It's really well designed.
But sadly, until now, or until any other notice has been given, this show is cancelled, which is a shame.
Yay! I'm watching. I need to save 8 million gold coins for my retirement, and that show is absolute dog shit. But goddamn, it's funny.
So that's your. This show is terrible, but I'm into it.
Yeah, it's because like it's. How do I explain this? It's an isekai, but not so much, because the kid has the ability to... Well, she's not a kid. I think she's a young adult. She just looks like a kid. She has the ability of teleporting herself between this magical isekai world and our world. So she's like, oh, I can get gold from that world, and then use this here. And the first thing she does is, I need to be an adventurer. So I'm just gonna buy a bunch of guns and fucking pay the Blackwater guys to the fucking private mercenary group to train me to be a mercenary, and then go back to that world. It's like, okay, this show is absolutely trash. I love it. It's really, really bad, but I'm having fun with it. The solutions are just really, really dumb.
Oh boy.
And also Onichi-chan, well, Oshimai, but that one, we don't talk about that one.
Oh, why not, Hickey?
That show is an interesting show that comes from a doujin, and it's not porn or anything, but it's just the premise. The premise is a little bit weird.
You buying this, Tori?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not buying it either.
Do we want to know what the show is about?
No. Not at all.
I have zero interest in this show.
Yeah. As one should. Man, it's been fine. It's not. I still need to install like Spy Class? Spy Kyushitsu.
Oh, yeah, that show.
I like the character design.
I heard a lot of talk about that before it started airing, and then after it started airing, I haven't heard anyone talk about it.
Yeah. It's just the normal winter series season. Just high profile continuations and whatever they had to.
Yep. Basically, this is the catch up season. If you missed out on anything previous seasons, this is your time to go back.
Right.
Yep.
Let's see. Most popular anime of the season, according to my anime list, is Vinland Saga Season 2, followed by...
No way.
Yeah, followed by Maho Gakuin no Futegusha. Eesh. What is that? It's a Silverlink show.
Are you going through score or members?
Members. It's just the most people watching it.
Okay. By score, Bungo Stray Dogs 4th season.
Well, come now.
Shocking.
The Misfit of Demon Academy 2 is what that show was. Okay. Tokyo Revengers is still going.
I've seen a clip of this show. The main guy was just fighting this noble dude in an arena inside the school, and he's like, I just want you to apologize. And the noble guy's like, I'm not apologizing. So he would just kill the dude and then revive him. And usually he would just explode the guy like he was a mosquito he'll become just a photo in the ground, and then he would just revive him and do it over and over again until the guy just said, "Okay, I'm sorry, I give up." So I can see why people are watching this show.
Doesn't seem like anything else is. Wow, people really hate Trigun Stampede. it's got like nobody's watching it. It has a low score.
Of course I do.
Nagatoro-san.
It's Trigun and it's CG.
Well, I like the CG in it. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like
hopefully
the orange
second
CG as well. But like, I mean, you're trying to. Who the fuck do you think the show is for? It's for people from the fucking 90s. You think people from the 90s are going to be like, oh, yay, CG?
I mean, when you put it that way, I mean, listeners of this podcast would be interested in Trigun Stampede.
It's unfortunate because it's Studio Orange and it's really good.
Yeah.
That adventure
CG
show has
you
a 6.87 on Mal. Oh my god, people hate that show.
I'm just disappointed because like I hated all the fucking like promo talk before Trigun came out as well. Was like, oh, we have such an exciting project coming up. Like this is what we pulled all our expertise together for. This is going to be like the ultimate Studio Orange anime. And I'm just like, oh my god, and then it's just Trigun again. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Your entire existence has led up to the fucking moment where you got to make Trigun again.
Yes.
Bro.
I mean, that's kind of respect. It's still Trigun.
Trigun is not good, Icky. I don't care who fucking knows. I don't like Trigun.
What did you score it, by the way?
Especially because they came out of... What is that one show of the wolf guy?
The wolf guy.
It was a Studio Orange as well who did that one.
The wolf guy.
The wolf. Oh, you mean fucking Beastars? That one?
Beastars, yeah.
Oh!
That's Studio Orange as well.
Yeah, I never did watch that show in the end.
Yeah, the first season is fine. The second season is kind of like... And animation is also not orange quality.
Yeah,
and then Trigun seems very, very good. It feels like Hoseki no Kuni again, but it's Trigun.
Just give me more Hoseki no Kuni.
That's all I want. Hoseki no Kuni. Yes, by Studio Orange.
Yes. It's going to be given to fucking, I don't know, who else PA works.
The fucking CG division of A1 Pictures.
Oh, God.
The people who cannot understand that CG anime can have more than 5 frames per second.
Are you kidding me? That costs extra.
No, it doesn't. It just saved the money.
Each frame costs extra, Icky.
It's one more animator we need to pay less.
All right. What do you say we review this fucking anime we're going to talk about here?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Playing the drop.
Nanoha.
Now, it's time we start dealing with the business at hand.
Okay. Hickey, you want to tell us what this fucking show is and the summary and all that nonsense? Since it's your pick.
Sure. This show follows the story of Nanoha Takamachi. She's just a normal middle schooler.
Uh-huh.
Until one day she's going... Well, she's not technically a normal middle schooler since this show is a spin-off of another series, a series of eroge games called Triangle Heart, where her brother and her sister, which is actually not her sister, but a cousin, kind of fuck. And they're also bodyguards that kill people. It's an interesting family. But regardless of that, she's a normal middle schooler. One day she's coming back home with her friends, and she finds a little ferret and a jewel in a forest. So, she brings the ferret to a veterinary and keeps the little guy with her. Then,
as a fellow ferret owner, I understand. My ferret has not talked to me yet.
And tells her she has a lot of magical abilities and she needs to become a warrior so they can collect 21 jewel seeds. They're scattered around the earth to stop the time ripping. That's basically the story.
So it's Sailor Moon,
And so
but
she
not
just
quite.
becomes a mage. Not quite. Sailor Moon wants, like, they wanted to fill the despair jewel and revive a old god. That's the actual plot of Sailor Moon. Forgot about that. The plot of Sailor Moon is actually quite interesting. Sailor Moon, the fucking anime is not, but
The plot's good, but the anime kind of sucks.
yeah. And so she ends up meeting other mages, such as Fate Testarossa, and she's the rival mage.
Of course she is.
wants to collect the jewels for her mother. And we, at that point, don't know what her mother wants to do with the jewels. Also, the Time Bureau, which is tasked to protect every single universe out there. They also want the jewels because they're dangerous. They cause timequakes. Yeah, sure.
Time
call
quakes,
it-
yes.
They call it time earthquakes. I'm pretty sure in the anime, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, that's basically the show, and it's about friendship and magic.
So I turned this fucker on, and
that's also probably one of the best motion shows out there.
so here's the thing. I turned the show on, and I'm watching the first couple episodes, and I go, because I look on Mal, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen the show. And then I watch the first couple episodes, and I'm like, I've fucking seen this show. And I go on, I've seen the movies. I've never seen the TV series. So this was a first for me.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, what? It's like a long version of the first movie, because the first movie is a retelling of season 1 of this thing. So I was like, man, this is a lot longer than I remember. It seems like a lot of things are just kind of drawn out needlessly.
Nah, what do you mean?
Yeah, I
They
watched.
just saved like the main. They saved the plot to like the last 5 episodes. What do you mean?
That is true. I mean, it's kind of dragged out, but it's important to have that. Anyway, there's only one movie. Yeah, it's the whole first season, and it's just called the movie First. But
Yep,
there's just only one.
I watched that back in
maybe the other one's
2016.
kind of got canceled? No.
Excuse me. But yeah,
Yeah.
I
Of course,
remembered.
Nanoha kind of
I
gets
remember
better
quite enjoying
from
the
second
first
season
movie.
on. Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's a movie. It's not this TV series. The TV series kind of dragged out.
Yes. Tori, what were
Because
your thoughts?
It's like,
My thoughts on this show is basically when I started watching this, I've heard about Shoujo Lyrical Nanoha a lot, so I was curious, and I've seen I remember seeing a lot of mads and whatnot, a couple of sort of gifs and whatnot of certain scenes from the Nanoha, and they look nice enough. I remember especially the running sequence in episode 1 and whatnot. There's stuff there. I was like, okay, cool to see that actually happen, and then that was definitely there. The rest of the show definitely didn't look particularly good, but whatever. That is what it is. And yeah, it's a show that exists. I watched it, and I basically at the end of it definitely realized that I am missing some fucking context there. Because when they start treating shit like absolutely normal, like the fact that fucking Nanoha's father is absolutely fucking scarred to hell, and no one fucking even talks about it, it's like, there's something here that I'm not getting.
yeah, it's like, yes, this show is a spin-off.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this is such a nice, happy family where Nanoha's parents were gone for most of her life for a couple of years, and now they're here. Now everybody's together and having fun. And yeah, her dad and brother are going out and training. They're just training, fighting, and they're training like sword fighting and shit like that, training technique. And it's like that's normal families do. Her dad is scarred to all hell. Yeah, that's what one does. Her friends are all rich.
Surfed the accident, and he was fine, and cuts to the hospital scene, and then father's basically dead on a coma. Like, is that fine? Is that being fine? Okay.
And then the amount of ass pulls when it comes to the magic and shit. When it comes to magic shit, the amount of ass pulls that comes out there, where it's like not even ass pulls, but it's just like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna use this ability. It's like, oh, Nanoha has grown so much stronger. Since when? At what point? She has all of these extra abilities now and special moves. And where the fuck did that come from? So much shit here that's just like, I don't... It's like, I watched all of this and yet I'm still like, did I miss something? Did I miss an episode or two?
Yeah, the show likes to remind... it's just a spin-off. It doesn't happen on second season onwards, and definitely it's when the show kind of gets interesting because Nanoha grows up.
Yeah, I do remember because I watched the other two movies. Or did I watch two? Anyways, I watched at least the next movie, and I'm like, this is much better the longer this goes on when they stop being like 7 years old.
Yeah. She's like on her 30s on the last, I think, the last series they came out, which is Vivid, a striker.
Did I watch that? I feel like I watched that. There's a lot of this show I don't remember.
Yeah, no,
movie-wise.
I'm gonna watch a little bit of it, but mostly through clips.
Yeah.
But no one actually watches Nanoha. Yeah, no, it's an interesting series. Unfortunately, it keeps reminding itself it's a spin-off. Or those kind of little details. If you don't know what is happening with triangle hearts, you're gonna get a little bit lost. And then also you get extremely lost on the fucking ocean. And like, why the fuck are they showing us this scene on the ocean with a bunch of boobs bouncing around? It's because triangle heart is at NJPW. So it's kind of like, again, it reminds you that this show comes from a not very nice place.
No, so for those wondering, Triangle Heart came out in 2003, and it was an OVA of 4 episodes.
The first game is 1998, I think. It's a very old.
Yeah, has a 6.11 on Mal. Ugh, kind of brutal. But this show, Nanoha, came out fall 2004 by Studio 7 Arcs. And directed by Ayuki Shinbo. So we're familiar with his work. Yeah. So for those that don't know, he did, pulling up his list here. Okay, here we go. He did March Comes In Like a Lion, lots of the Monogatari series, etc. Yu Yu Hakusho, lots of episodes. So he's pretty famous in the anime world, for sure. He's good at what he does, I would say.
He did save a studio, so.
He did, yeah. He did.
Yeah, I'm just looking at 7 Arcs here. What did they do? Dog Days.
Yeah, let me tell you about those dog days.
They pretty much...
White Album.
The animation studio for a eroge company.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, every single title they have are actually just eroge games they did themselves.
Yeah, bro.
It's just funny to me because I think it's funny because I just seen White Album. It was like I was just like, that makes so much sense because I had the same feeling with White Album as well. It was like I remember seeing clips of the original White Album, and it's just like it has some really good scenes. Which makes sense because they were animated by Koyo Shinari, who's pretty good at what he does. But it's just like, and I'm seeing that, I was like, that makes so much sense. No, it's the exact same. It's like one really good scene, and then it's the rest of the show. This is the studio for that. It's like we're gonna have that one scene that's just really impressive looking, and then the rest of the show.
All right.
That one
So just
scene they're
point
going to
out
use in the
that-
promotion.
The sound director Kameyama Toshiki, he's a good sound director, but he kind of fucked up in Nanoha.
Mhm.
That wasn't his best work. There's some times where some sound effects are missing. People hit things and they don't make any sound. Stuff breaks and they don't make any sound. And sometimes some stuff makes extremely loud and unbalanced noises.
Yep, and sometimes they make very weird sounds that you wouldn't expect.
Yes, so he worked in a bunch of it, and I like his works generally. Like his Sangatsu and the Lion and Tasagaru Tome versus Amnesia. Though no one remembers that one, but the sound in that anime is actually very good. Nanoha, not the best.
Yeah, so you mentioned that the story doesn't really get kicking until after like 5 episodes in. Well, that 5th episode is a hot spring episode, so
No, I said the last 5 episodes.
just the last one, the last 5. Yeah,
5.
well,
Yes.
that would be
It's basically around that time where we start to like.
I guess that's when the
we have
mother
Fate
is
just
revealed.
desperately going around. Yeah. Fate's desperately going around trying to gather the remaining, fucking jewels and the jewel seeds, and the fucking mother gets revealed, and we actually finally start to get some insight into what the fuck is happening.
No, come on, everyone knows about the Time Space
Yeah.
Administration Bureau.
Dude, God damn it, dude. I facepalmed so hard when that happened. When that fucking spaceship just shows up and I'm just, oh no.
Yeah, things get
Not like
turned
this.
upside down. You're like, man, it's like, man, I don't remember it being like this whacked out. Like, oh,
The
well.
inevitable fucking arguments of is it magic or is it science?
Yes. And then they solve it by like, oh, it's artifacts by a long lost civilization. And
Technologically advanced long
the
lost
little
civilization.
ferret, yeah, the little ferret guy is like, he's just from a old tribe that goes around jumping from timeline to timeline to find artifacts of this old civilization. But the capital of the old civilization is just a myth. I was like, what do you mean it's just a myth?
Yeah.
It's not a myth. You're using the artifacts to fight. What the fuck? It's not. That's
It
not how it
didn't
works.
happen. It didn't happen. They're not real. Then what the fuck are these things?
What is the raging heart then? It's the artifact of that civilization that never existed.
Yeah. It's just sometimes they think of like plot lines and then they don't really think of how they're actually going to implement them. And
yes,
it's like,
it'll
yeah, this makes sense. Okay. Listen, all right. There's an ancient civilization, technologically advanced. They could do anything. They could fulfill any wish you wanted. Anyways, have you seen those boobs?
Randomly. Just randomly.
Yep.
Have you
It's like,
seen
we're
those
just going to
movies?
let these kids fight and we're going to try to kill the mother when the time comes. Cool. That's very responsible.
And of course,
That
the
sounds-
return of
that sounds like what
irresponsible
the
parents.
warlords would do.
Yes. Always need the irresponsible parents.
My favorite in anime. Listen, Mom, I'm going to go out and do something very dangerous that will probably get me killed. And I know it'll worry you, but I need to do this. Well, if you need to do it, then you need to do it. I'm not going to stop you. Okay.
It's like, why is the one not doing anything? You see, it's because the husband is a hitman. The kids are a magical girl and 2 bodyguards. They go around trying to, but kind of passive aggressive, deny they want to fuck each other. So the family is kind of fucked.
Yeah, they sure do, don't they?
There's no
Kind of.
they all every single person in Nanoha's like fucking family has hentai voices.
Yes.
They go around kind of whispering. It's like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
fucking
But I
weird
like
ass
that.
sexualization. Not even that weird ass sexualization, but like the fucking like when we meet the fucking like when we go with the brother and we meet his girlfriend, and it's just like, me and him, we're gonna go to my room, and I'm just like, why are they saying it like that? We want to be alone in my room. It's like, bro, I get it.
What did you guys
Doesn't
think
say
of
that
when
more.
it was revealed that Fate is a clone?
Called it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of
Yeah.
fucked up, yo. She
Dude,
didn't
I mean,
deserve that.
yeah, she did not. I mean, she didn't
I mean,
deserve
she
any of the
was-
things.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I just want to make my mother happy, buy some sweets, get home. Immediately chained and whipped to death. I was like, holy shit.
Not gonna lie, I was not expecting that level of fucking like domestic abuse. Like, holy shit. I was prepared, like, oh, she's not gonna be happy when she returns, and she's gonna get yelled at and maybe slapped and something like that. But now we're just full on chained up, hanging from by our fucking hands from the roof, getting fucking whipped hard, bleeding everywhere. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. All right, you go. But I just want to make my mother happy. Nah. Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that.
Yeah. And then it happens again and again. It's like, holy shit. At least
Yep.
there's a little bit of variation because every single time it happens, like it repeats the scene of her getting whipped, it gets fucking stronger.
Yeah.
She suffers more. I was like, holy fuck. At least it's a good way to translate that her mother, Precious Destrosa, is getting more and more pissed
Yeah.
because the domestic
but-
violence just escalates.
Dude, not even just the domestic, the fucking like when she fucking like you just like time shit and appear in fucking regular world there, and just like that unnecessary, just like anyway. So while we're doing this, I'm also just sapping Fate the entire time. It's like, why? What for? That's so unnecessary. But yeah, that is basically the show in a lot of cases. That is so unnecessary. Yes, welcome to Mahou Shoujo Lyrical Nanoha. There's a lot of unnecessary. Like when Fate shows up and just, they see the giant cat that's absorbed the fucking jewel seed. And she's just like, all right, time to kill me some cat. It's like, why? Come on. Relax, it's not even dangerous.
So, we ready to score this thing? I don't have much else to say
I've been
over
ready
it.
to score this thing the entire time.
So, I would say it starts out way too slow. Everything's like super whacked out, gets turned upside down. Like you said, Tori, things are very unnecessary most of the times. Everyone's like names and the naming conventions of everything in the show is like almost on borderline obnoxious for me. And yet I found myself strangely still enjoying it. And do I want to watch the sequel? Maybe not the TV show. That the TV show is definitely a downgrade from how I remember the movies being. But, 6 out of 10 is where I'm at. 7 if I was in a better
Yeah.
mood.
I was standing by my score from a long time ago with a 7. Watch the movie. It's
Yeah.
going to be more enjoyable.
Yeah, watch the movie. It's more enjoyable, and it's
it is one of
6
the
years
best.
younger.
It's the first season of one of the best Mahou Shoujo stories out there.
Mm.
So it's definitely worth the watch, but maybe skip for second season to first and second movie, and then from there on, start watching the TV shows, especially because then you have 30-year-old Mahou Shoujo Nanoha whipping some ass, and it's kind of interesting to watch. It's not something you see every single day.
True. That's very true.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think I'm with JD on the 6 on this one. Like, it's kind of funny. It's not the best show, but like it's got enough going for it. That's like it's not. At least it isn't boring in that way. Like
Right.
I wish it was shorter, or they utilized those 13 episodes better.
Yeah.
Because it's not often you say that a fucking 13 episode show feels too long, but it kind of does. Yeah, that's just kind of how it is. I will say this though, kind of funny. At least I don't know how accurate this would have been for the time, but I think Nanoha's probably some of the best contemporary Japanese I've ever heard in an anime. Simply because there's so much fucking English borrow words in fucking Japanese some of this, which is so accurate to Japanese right now. They have so many borrowed English words when they speak. I thought that was funny. The unnecessary. Oh yes, eat dog food. Like saying that in English. Shit, last like, I mean,
the Asian civilization used English.
Yeah, no, but it's funny. It's funny. It's weirdly accurate in that way.
It holds up quite well, except the eroge parts. The parts kind of stand out a little bit.
Like Tori's reaction.
What do you mean?
Why am I seeing the boobs of a 11-year-old? Why is the skin so high quality in this scene? Everything is so shiny.
Why does the clothes always break?
Oh man, weird.
Why the nipples are so visible? What is happening?
Oh god.
And then you read about it, it's like, oh, it's the spin-off of an eroge. Okay,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
It's by 7 Arc. Oh, I see.
This all is coming together. Well, okay. Our next episode is in a couple weeks, and we are back to City Hunter 3. We're doing it.
Yay! Whoa!
You'll be shocked that not a lot of people download City Hunter and listen as much as other shows currently.
I'm disappointed in all of you.
Need to get up those City Hunter fandoms. Right you show me another anime podcast out there that's going all in on the City Hunter verse of the 80s.
Now 90s, because it's the 3rd season.
That's right. We are out of the 80s. We're in the next decade. Hooray. So that's our next episode. Guys, see you next time.
Peace.
Goodbye.